Stop exercising so much after 70. Do these three things instead. Did you know that most people believe staying constantly active is the key to aging well? We've all been told, keep moving, stay busy, never slow down. But what if I told you that moving less might actually be more important for your well-being after 70? Surprising, isn't it? In today's world, we're conditioned to believe that the busier we are, the healthier we'll be. Yet new research is showing us something unexpected, something that could completely change the way you experience your golden years. Today, I'll share three simple yet powerful practices that have helped countless people across America, including Margaret, whose story deeply moved me. These aren't your typical aging tips. They're profound truths that nobody's talking about, and the third one might be exactly what you've been searching for. Before we dive in, let's start with a quick question. Where are you watching from? Drop your city in the comments below, I'd love to know. And if you're looking for practical, life-changing insights on aging well, hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss a video. Now, let's get started. 1. The art of mindful rest. The ancient Greek physician Hippocrates, often called the father of medicine, once said, "Healing is a matter of time, but it is sometimes also a matter of opportunity." This wisdom reminds us that true well-being is not just about constant action. It is about knowing when to pause, restore, and nourish the body and mind. For centuries, cultures around the world have emphasized the importance of balance in health. In traditional Chinese medicine, the philosophy of yin and yang teaches that harmony between activity and rest is essential for longevity. Similarly, in Ayurvedic practices from India, the concept of dinacharya, a mindful daily routine, encourages people to start their mornings with quiet reflection, gentle movements, and deep breathing, rather than jumping straight into the rush of the day. Yet in today's world, many seniors feel pressured to stay constantly active, fearing that slowing down means decline. But what if the secret to a long, fulfilling life isn't about doing more, but doing less with intention? This is the lesson David, a 75-year-old former marathon runner, learned through experience. His story sheds light on the power of mindful rest and how it transformed not just his health, but his entire outlook on life. For most of his life, David had been in constant motion. As a young man, he thrived on competition, pushing his body to the limits through marathons, endurance challenges, and daily training sessions. Even after retirement, his days were filled with activity, morning runs, afternoon tennis matches, evening walks. He believed that movement was the key to longevity. But by the time David turned 75, something had changed. His knees ached with every step, his back stiffened after long walks, and despite his active lifestyle, he felt more exhausted than ever. Instead of feeling invigorated, his body felt drained. His doctor noted an alarming rise in his blood pressure, and his sleep quality had deteriorated. David was doing everything he thought was right, so why did he feel worse? One evening, while playing doubles at his retirement community's tennis court, David misjudged a step and twisted his ankle. It wasn't a serious injury, but his doctor insisted he take a break from intense exercise. For the first time in decades, David was forced to slow down. At first, he hated it. He felt restless, unproductive. But something unexpected happened. As he rested, his mind cleared. Without the constant need to move, he began noticing things he had always overlooked. The warmth of the morning sun, the distant laughter of children playing in the park, the simple joy of sitting quietly with a cup of coffee. That's when he met Dr. Sarah Johnson, a specialist in aging and longevity at Mayo Clinic. She introduced him to a revolutionary idea, strategic rest. "David," she said during their first meeting, "your body after 70 is different from when you were 40. It doesn't need more movement, it needs more purposeful movement combined with intentional rest." Dr. Johnson explained that research on aging showed rest isn't just about doing nothing, it's an active process of healing. Studies revealed that seniors who practiced mindful rest had better balance, lower stress levels, and even improved cognitive function compared to those who stayed in constant motion. Determined to change his approach, David embraced what he called his golden formula for rest. Morning mindful moments. Instead of jumping straight into activity, David started each day with 15 minutes of quiet reflection on his porch. He sipped his coffee slowly, observed the sunrise, and listened to the world waking up. Strategic rest periods. Throughout the day, he began taking intentional pauses between activities. After grocery shopping, he would sit on a park bench for 10 minutes, enjoying the fresh air. After social events, he allowed himself a period of stillness before engaging in something new. Purposeful movement over constant activity. Instead of long, draining workouts, David shifted to short, effective movements like stretching, tai chi, and leisurely walk. At first, he worried he was doing less, but within weeks he felt better than he had in years. His blood pressure stabilized, his sleep improved, and most surprisingly, his energy levels increased. Dr. Johnson shared a study with David that confirmed what he was experiencing. Older adults who practice mindful rest experience a 40% increase in daily energy levels. They also show improved memory, cognitive clarity, and stronger social connections. Strategic rest helps reduce inflammation, a key factor in many age diseases. As David continued his journey, he started teaching others at his retirement community. He led small group sessions on breathing techniques, mindful stretching, and the power of rest. Many seniors who had been struggling with fatigue, joint pain, and restlessness found relief in David's simple but profound approach. One day, a woman named Margaret approached him after a session. "David, I spent my whole life working non-stop. I thought slowing down meant giving up, but you've shown me that slowing down is how we truly start living." Her words solidified what David had learned. Mindful rest isn't about doing less with life. It's about living more deeply. David's transformation didn't happen overnight. It started with small changes. Would you be willing to try this for 1 week? Here's how. Tomorrow morning, before doing anything else, sit quietly for 5 minutes. No phone, no distractions, just observe and breathe. During your day, take a brief pause between activities. It could be as simple as sitting down after finishing a task before moving on to the next. Notice how you feel. Are you more present? More at ease? Aging isn't about moving faster, it's about moving smarter. Rest isn't the enemy of life, it's the foundation for a richer, more fulfilling experience. As David reflects on his journey, he often shares one piece of wisdom with those around him. I'm not doing less with my life. I'm living more by doing less. So as you move through your golden years, remember this lesson from both ancient wisdom and modern science. The secret to longevity isn't about constant action. It's about knowing when to pause, restore, and be fully present. Take a deep breath, let go of the rush, and embrace the beauty of mindful rest. Now tell me, what's one small way you can slow down and truly enjoy the present moment today? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more powerful insights on living your best life. 2. Simple joys and deeper satisfaction. The ancient Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." This timeless wisdom teaches us that real joy is not found in grand achievements or endless pursuits, but in the simple, everyday moments that we often overlook. For centuries, different cultures have embraced this idea. In Japan, the philosophy of wabi-sabi emphasizes finding beauty in the ordinary, like the way sunlight filters through a window or the sound of rain against the roof. In traditional Native American wisdom, elders teach that gratitude for small blessings leads to a more peaceful and fulfilling life. Yet, in today's fast-paced world, many people, especially seniors, feel pressured to fill their days with activity, accomplishments, and constant motion. But what if the secret to true contentment isn't about doing more, but about noticing more? This is exactly what Linda, a retired executive, discovered when she stopped chasing big achievements and started embracing the joy in life's smallest moments. Her story is a powerful reminder that happiness isn't found in what we accomplish, but in what we choose to appreciate. For most of her life, Linda lived by one rule: keep moving forward, never stop, never slow down. As a high-powered executive, she was always on the go, leading meetings, setting ambitious goals, and constantly planning for the future. Even after she retired at 73, she kept up the same fast-paced lifestyle, filling her days with social engagements, travel plans, and community projects. But something felt off. Despite her full schedule, Linda found herself feeling restless, disconnected, and strangely unsatisfied. She had spent decades working hard, achieving big things and checking off life's major milestones. And yet, now, in the quiet moments, she felt something was missing. One day, everything changed. While visiting her daughter's home in Denver, Linda noticed a small potted garden on the patio. It was nothing extravagant, just a few herbs, some wildflowers, and a tomato plant. But when her granddaughter Emma asked if she wanted to help water them, Linda hesitated. "It's just watering plants," she thought. "What's the point?" Still, she agreed, and as she stood there, feeling the warm sun on her face, inhaling the scent of fresh basil, and listening to the soft rustle of leaves in the breeze, something shifted inside her. For the first time in years, she felt completely present. Linda's experience wasn't just emotional, it was scientifically backed. Studies show that people over 70 who actively embrace simple joys experience 60% greater life satisfaction than those who constantly seek bigger achievements. Psychologists call this attentional focus, the ability to direct our awareness toward the present moment. When seniors practice noticing small pleasures, they experience lower stress levels, stronger emotional resilience, better memory, and cognitive function. Linda had unknowingly discovered one of the most powerful tools for longevity and happiness, the ability to slow down and fully appreciate life's everyday moments. After her moment in the garden, Linda became curious. What other simple pleasures had she been missing? She decided to try 3 small daily habits, and what she discovered changed everything. 1. That morning, marvel, finding one simple joy each morning. Instead of jumping straight into tasks each morning, Linda decided to pause. Each day, she made it a point to notice one small, beautiful thing: the warmth of her coffee mug in her hands, the golden light of sunrise through her window, the soft sound of birds singing outside. It didn't take long before this small practice transformed her mornings. She found that by taking just 5 minutes to notice something simple but beautiful, she started her day feeling calmer and more content. 2. Sensory moments, engaging the senses throughout the day. Linda also learned to pay attention to her senses. She began to feel the texture of her favorite sweater instead of just putting it on, smell the fresh air after a light rain instead of rushing past it, listen to the quiet hum of her home instead of drowning it out with TV. These moments grounded her, helping her feel more connected to life. 3. Connection spots, creating meaningful rituals with loved ones. Perhaps the most powerful habit Linda adopted was her weekly coffee meetup with an old friend. Instead of filling her calendar with random activities, she focused on small, regular moments of connection, whether it was a weekly call with her grandson, a simple tea break with her neighbor, sending a handwritten note to a friend. Through these simple practices, Linda realized true happiness isn't found in major achievements, it's found in the little things we take for granted. Now, let's take a moment together. Look around you right now. What's one small thing in your surroundings that brings you joy? Maybe it's a photo of a loved one, a cozy blanket, or the sound of soft music playing. Take 5 seconds to truly notice it. This tiny practice, pausing to notice something simple, is the foundation of a more fulfilling life. Linda used to believe happiness came from big achievements, but now she knows better. By embracing simple joys, she not only feels happier, she feels more alive. And science agrees, seniors who appreciate small moments have stronger emotional health. Practicing gratitude improves memory, mood, and even physical health. Slowing down allows us to actually enjoy life instead of rushing through it. So, as you move through your day, remember this: happiness isn't about doing more, it's about noticing more. Try this for 1 week. Start your morning with one small joy. Tune into your senses throughout the day, create a tiny ritual of connection. You might be surprised at how much richer life feels. What's one small joy you noticed today? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this insight, hit that like button and subscribe for more simple yet powerful ways to live a happier, healthier life. 4. Living with gratitude. The ancient Roman philosopher Cicero once said, "Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others." This simple yet profound wisdom has stood the test of time, teaching us that gratitude isn't just a fleeting feeling, it's a way of life that can transform our well-being. Across cultures, gratitude has long been recognized as a key to happiness and longevity. In traditional Buddhist teachings, the practice of mudita, or appreciative joy, encourages people to find happiness in the simple blessings of daily life. In Native American wisdom, elders remind younger generations that giving thanks daily for the earth, water, and relationships brings balance and peace. Yet in modern society, many people, especially as they age, struggle with regrets, loss, and the feeling that time is slipping away. But what if the key to a longer, more fulfilling life isn't about what we've accomplished, but about what we choose to appreciate each day? This is exactly what Bob, an 84-year-old from Boston, discovered when he started a simple gratitude ritual. His story reveals how acknowledging the good in life can transform our health, relationships, and overall happiness. Bob had spent his whole life working hard, providing for his family, and making sure everything was in order. He had been a dedicated husband, father, and business owner, yet as he grew older, he felt something was missing. At 84, Bob found himself alone in his apartment, his days marked by routine but lacking excitement. His wife had passed a few years ago, his children were busy with their own families, and many of his longtime friends were no longer around. He often dwelt on the past, wondering if he had done enough, if he had said all the things he should have, and what more he could have done with his life. One morning, while sitting at his usual table in his favorite Boston coffee shop, he overheard a younger man talking about a gratitude journal. The man explained how writing down 3 things he appreciated each day had helped him overcome stress and improve his outlook on life. Bob, skeptical but intrigued, decided to try it. That evening, he grabbed an old notebook from his bookshelf and wrote down 3 simple things: the rich taste of his morning coffee, the warm greeting from his neighbor, a memory of his wife's laughter. It didn't seem like much, but for the first time in a long time, Bob felt a shift, not in his circumstances, but in his perspective. Bob's experience wasn't just emotional, it was backed by science. Research has found that people who actively practice gratitude experience improved immune function, lower blood pressure, and better heart health, better sleep and reduced stress, increased emotional resilience. A study from the University of California showed that seniors who kept a gratitude journal for just 8 weeks had lower levels of inflammation and improved heart function. Why? Because gratitude shifts our brain's focus from stress and negativity to appreciation and well-being, lowering cortisol, the stress hormone, and increasing serotonin, the happiness hormone. Bob didn't know the science behind it at first, but he could feel the change. After a few weeks of keeping a gratitude journal, Bob decided to expand his practice. He added 3 small rituals to his daily routine that deepened his sense of appreciation. 1. Coffee reflection. Each morning, as Bob took his first few sips of coffee, he would pause and reflect. Instead of gulping it down mindlessly, he took 3 slow, intentional sips, thinking of one thing he was grateful for with each sip. Some mornings it was the warmth of the cup in his hands. Other times it was the simple fact that he had another day to enjoy life. This practice set a positive tone for the day ahead and helped Bob start his mornings with a sense of peace. 2. Evening gratitude ritual. Before bed, Bob made it a habit to recall 3 small things that made his day better. Some days they were significant moments, like hearing from an old friend. Other times they were tiny joys, the sound of birds outside his window, a smile from a stranger on his morning walk, a particularly good page in the book he was reading. By ending each day with gratitude, Bob found that he slept better and felt more at peace with his life. 3. Gratitude connections. Bob also realized that expressing gratitude to others strengthened his relationships. Instead of just saying, "I appreciate you," he made an effort to be specific. "I love how you always check in on me. I appreciate how you bring me my favorite tea when you visit. I'm grateful for the kindness you've shown me over the years." This simple habit deepened his connections with family, friends, and even casual acquaintances, making every interaction more meaningful. Now, let's take a moment together. Think of someone who makes a difference in your daily life. It could be a spouse, a friend, a grandchild, or even a neighbor who always greets you with a smile. Hold that thought for a moment. If you feel comfortable, tell them. A small message, a quick call, or a simple thank you can brighten their day, and yours too. Bob's life didn't change because he suddenly had more money, better health, or a perfect past. It changed because he learned to appreciate what was already there. Through gratitude, he found more joy in everyday moments, built stronger, more meaningful relationships, slept better, and felt more at peace. And the best part? Anyone can do this. For just 1 week, try Bob's gratitude practice and see how it affects your life. Morning coffee reflection. As you sip your coffee or tea, think of one thing you're grateful for. Evening gratitude ritual. Before bed, recall 3 small things that made your day better. Gratitude connections. Tell someone specific why you appreciate them. You might be surprised by how much beauty you start to notice in everyday life. What's one thing you're grateful for today? Share it in the comments below. And if you found this insight helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more ways to live a happier, healthier life. Bob's life didn't change because he found a new job, won the lottery, or discovered a secret to reversing time. It changed because he learned to appreciate what was already there. The simple act of focusing on what was good rather than what was missing transformed his days from routine to meaningful. And here's the best part. Anyone can do this. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment to start practicing gratitude. It starts now, with one small thought. Before we go, take a moment to reflect. What's one thing you're grateful for today? Maybe it's the smell of your morning coffee, the kindness of a friend, or simply the gift of waking up to another day. If you'd like, share it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And if this message resonated with you, consider subscribing for more insights on living a healthier, happier life. Thank you for spending this time with me. See you in the next video.